Hey guys, we are back with another episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. This time I'm recapping episode 2. So I promise that I'm gonna be better about putting these out sooner to the episode releasing. This has been a crazy week, but better late than never, right? Right? Yeah, right? Yeah, it's fine. So, first of all, I totally called it. I knew it was gonna be Cynthia Lee Fontaine. My cuckoo was correct. Is that her accent? I don't know. I got cuckoo right, so that's all that matters, because I hear her say it 10 million times. But I love her. I love her energy. She's beautiful, like her poise and just like the commitment, always 110, balls to the wall. I really enjoy her, so I'm excited to see what else she brings to the table this season. So guys, let's talk about the Lisa Kudrow moment. I love me some Lisa Kudrow. Who doesn't? But like, she literally showed up, said hello, hello, hello. We found out that that's where RuPaul gets that phrase when he enters the workroom. And then she left. It just kind of felt like, look, we've got a star on this episode. Last week we had Lady Gaga, so now we gotta have somebody else. Okay guys, so this episode I realized where I know Valentina from.
Hi, my name is Rachel Barry. You might laugh because every time I sign my name I put a gold star after it, but it's a metaphor. And metaphors are important. My gold stars are a metaphor for me being a star.
Valentina is Rachel Berry.
It doesn't feel good to be chosen last, but little do these queens know that in their team, they got the superstar.
I'm a star. That kind of deal. She's Rachel Berry. Originally, that really annoyed me. Confidence is a fine line. If you're like throwing that line well, you're confident and that it's just infection, people want to watch you. If you're too much, you look full of yourself and it's really obnoxious, and too little, and it's kind of painful to watch because you're like, oh, you're scared for them. Which is kind of where I feel like Kimora is on this side. She's a little too full of herself. And then Jaymes is not full of himself enough. I wish he believed in himself more. And I think Valentina actually juggles that line really well. But I can't get over it. Every time I see her in that freaking beret, I think Rachel Berry. Okay, here's another thing. When they were rehearsing the snoozy floozy moment, they made such a big deal about this moment, about the switch between Alexis and Jaymes, and how Jaymes wasn't getting this. They must have filmed the first 10 minutes of rehearsal. Yeah, she was getting it wrong. It's a really easy moment. Just get the timing right. It's not that big a deal. It's really not a huge moment. And then we see later in the actual performance that was 0.2 seconds. So they made kind of a mountain out of a molehill. They made a mountain out of a molehill in this moment. I just feel bad for Jaymes. He really looks out of his element. And I feel for him, I really do, but I just want him to believe in himself. I just don't see it. Be still my heart with that cheerleading coach, Dom, which I'm sure he is. Ooh, when he did those cartwheels, he flipped right into my heart. He is taken though. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. My favorite part though was seeing the queens and their thirsty looks. Oh my God, the thirst was real, girl. Oh my God. I thought they were gonna start drooling. It was amazing. Best part of the episode. All right. So again, like I was talking about, that line of confidence, Kimora is dancing all over this end of the line. Her comment about well, some of us just grew up differently. Are you saying that you grew up affluently and these other girls are poor? I think that's what you're saying. I think it's what you're implying. The more she talks, the less I like her. So, here's my deal with the cheerleading challenge. I know that they are not cheerleaders, so I'm not looking for them to be doing, triple axels or, is that ice skating? Who knows? I'm not looking for them to be crazy athletic. What I do want is for them to be giving face. You have that ready? Okay. And if there's one thing drag queens do, it's serve face. So that's the thing that I was looking at. So with that said, I really liked Sasha Velour and Charlie Heights because when they had their little moment where they did the thing and they were serving you eyes the size of their foreheads. And you can tell that they're not gymnasts, but they really sold that moment. So I appreciated that. Charlie's in his 50s. I'm not expecting him to be doing backflips. Valentina totally captured that feel of like, really peppy cheerleader. She's had way too much coffee already. Like, perfectly. So my favorite looks on the runway were Charlie Hides. I love her looks. She really did look like a snow queen. It was just very glamorous and like very slinky. I really loved it. Cynthia, very regal. It was really a cool outfit. And then of course, Valentina, like, oh my gosh, so cute. Watching her like walk down the aisle in that dress. It was a really great choice, really made her stand out from the other girls. And it was beautifully done. So then we come back to Jaymes. I feel like everything he did in this episode was very surface level. It was like, It was very put on. It wasn't like, this is a character that is larger than life and is naturally doing these things. It is just like, oh, I have like a physical shtick that I'm doing, like, which like is cute, but I think he can go deeper. And I think when you see a queen that is genuinely funny, it's when you believe, it comes from a place of honesty. There is something about them that is true and honest, that is like turned up to 110, and that's where the comedy comes from. That it's coming from a real place that's then just like amped up. The day after that aired, he released a video that said, "I'm quitting drag," which of course was an April Fool's joke. And from that, I went down the rabbit hole of his YouTube channel, and it's awesome. He's got some really great videos. He talks about drag herstory. He talks about like club queens. He's got great videos on makeup tutorials. He's hilarious. He's very charming. He's very clever, really an intelligent person. I loved him in his YouTube channel, but I didn't like him on RuPaul's Drag Race. I didn't see any of the things that I loved about his YouTube channel on RuPaul's Drag Race. So I highly recommend go check out his channel, Jaymes Mansfield, and if you liked him on the show, you're gonna love his YouTube. We have not seen the last of him, but I really hope that he's able to believe in himself no matter what the circumstances are. I think he would be good hosting, similar to what Bob the Drag Queen does, like sort of like stand-up comedy, like letting the queens come in, I think he'd be great at that. The judges' critiques of Jaymes and Kimora were so on point. I totally agree with them. Again, like I said, I feel like Jaymes is there and he's funny, it just needs to go to the next level. Drag is larger than life, and I think he's at like normal life. He needs to be that much more heightened. And then Kimora, what RuPaul talked about, adding all these different things to the look, showed that she doesn't know how to tell a story. And that's so true, because I feel like Kimora is the kind of queen that's like, I'm hot, you should love me, I'm fierce. But drag is about more than just being hot and being fierce. It is telling a story. And the best queens can tell stories with their look, with their makeup, with their performance, and those are the ones that you want to watch. I think Kimora in her lip sync, I think she performed well, but again, like, you missed the story. And I think the same thing with Jaymes. It was like great comedic moments, but they weren't unified. It wasn't like a full story. It was like, here's this one bit, like, I'm gonna keep on watching his YouTube channel, and I totally recommend you do as well, to see him in his element, because I really do enjoy his personality. Unfortunately, this just wasn't his time. So, that is episode 2, and now I'm so excited for episode 3, see what comes next. I look forward to it every week, and I hope you guys do too. So, thanks for watching, and as always, find your light.